Prepare for maximum impact. See mega chainsaws, beastly chippers, and industrial harvesters dominate. Witness unbelievable jaw-dropping machine force exclusively on Techbeast TV. Strap in for a high-octane spectacle, your ultimate adventure with giant machines. All right, let's kick things off deep in the frozen woods, where the air bites and the ground fights back. Check out this absolute unit, a mean green forestry forwarder taking on Old Man Winter himself. We're talking deep, sloppy mud that would swallow your brand new pickup truck whole without even burping, and snow clinging on for dear life like a stubborn toddler. This ain't no leisurely Sunday drive through the park, folks. This is a heavyweight championship bout against the elements. Look at that articulated body twisting and turning like a mechanical python desperately searching for any hint of grip on this treacherous surface. These incredible 8-wheeled monsters, often packing north of 200 horsepower and delivering earth-shattering torque, are designed for one single purpose: conquering terrain that just laughs hysterically at lesser machines. Every single hard-won inch it claws forward is a testament to its rugged design and the sheer will of the operator. The engine screaming its defiance, the massive tires are digging deep. Can it possibly beat this brutal forest path? The tension is thicker than the mud. Fighting through the muck is one thing, a true test of power, but let's zoom in closer and really appreciate the intense struggle these incredible machines endure second by second. Get a load of this intense close-up. Can you almost feel that ground trembling through your screen? Those absolutely massive tires, probably weighing hundreds, if not thousands of pounds each, are churning relentlessly through mud so thick and viscous it looks like chocolate pudding gone terribly wrong. Every single rotation is a desperate prayer sent to the traction gods in this waterlogged soup masquerading as a trail. Speaking of sheer brute strength, let's switch gears dramatically from hydraulic finesse back to pure, unadulterated, earth-shaking pushing power. Hold on to your hard hats and maybe grab a stress ball, folks, because here comes an absolute legend of the construction and logging world. A Caterpillar D7G bulldozer, an undeniable icon of earth-moving muscle, is about to go head-to-head with a log of truly epic, almost unbelievable proportions. Seriously, just look at the size of that thing. It's not just a log, it's practically a refugee from the land of the giants, a redwood relative that absolutely dwarfs the powerful dozer pushing it. From the raw, untamed power displayed on the forest floor, let's now follow the timber's fascinating journey into the belly of the industrial beast, the modern processing plant. All right, we've made a quantum leap from the wild, untamed woods straight into the buzzing, humming heart of the action, the timber processing plant. Check this fascinating operation out. A massive log, likely weighing several tons, gets carefully loaded onto what appears to be a high-tech rotary veneer lathe. You can almost think of it like a gigantic industrial-strength pencil sharpener designed specifically for trees. Guided by some seriously heavy-duty mechanical arms and precision rollers, the log begins to rotate at high speed against an incredibly sharp, full-length blade honed to perfection. And boom! Just watch in amazement as a continuous, paper-thin sheet of wood veneer unfurls, peeling away the log layer by layer as if unwrapping a giant paper towel roll. This absolutely amazing process transforms raw, rough timber into the essential building blocks for plywood, high-end furniture, cabinetry, you name it. It's mesmerizing to watch, incredibly fast, and requires mind-boggling levels of precision engineering to handle these heavyweights and consistently produce those perfect, uniform sheets. Modern timber technology is seriously cool, folks. Okay, the bark is officially busted, the log is prepped and looking clean. Now let's head over to the main event, the thrilling sawmill floor. Welcome to the Thunderdome, The heart of the lumber operation, the sawmill floor. This is where raw logs meet their ultimate destiny, transforming from tree trunks into usable boards. Check out this hefty log getting securely clamped onto the sawmill carriage. Think of that as the mobile, precision-guided platform that feeds the timber directly into the big cutting guns. The heavy-duty machinery here looks like a robust Edmiston setup, a brand known throughout the industry for being tough as nails and built specifically for serious, non-stop, heavy-duty milling work. Watch carefully as the carriage advances with incredible mechanical precision, inching the log steadily towards the waiting processing head. In this particular setup, it looks like it might be a reducer head or a squaring head, designed to clean up the log's profile and prepare it before it meets the main bandsaw blade. Powerful hydraulic arms adjust and grip the log tighter than a kid holding onto their last piece of Halloween candy. The air is literally buzzing with anticipation and the high-pitched screech of metal meeting wood. This is the critical point where timber truly begins its amazing transformation into finished lumber. Let's get an even closer look at this impressive and powerful setup before the real sawdust storm begins to fly. Take another good peek at this absolutely beastly sawmill rig. That log isn't going anywhere. It's sitting tight on the carriage, held firm and steady by those heavy-duty hydraulic clamps, or dogs as they affectionately call them in the timber biz. All right, let's head back out into the field for a moment and check out a different type of forwarder tackling the important post-harvest cleanup operation. And we're back to the logging site. Now check out this different flavor of forestry forwarder, a sharp-looking yellow and gray machine, possibly built on a versatile Valtra tractor base, expertly navigating the chaotic aftermath of the main harvest. The ground looks like a bomb went off, littered with leftover branches, smaller, non-merchantable logs, and general forest debris everywhere. But just watch that agile crane arm, tipped with its nimble grapple. It swoops down with the practiced ease of a hawk grabbing its prey from the sky. The operator clearly has some serious skills, efficiently grabbing multiple logs at once, making a complex task look almost effortless. Swish, lift, stack. These gathered logs are quickly and neatly loaded onto the forwarder's rear bunk, adding steadily to the growing haul. Even on this incredibly rough, messy, and uneven terrain, the entire operation looks remarkably smooth and highly efficient. This machine is playing a vital role in clearing the site, gathering every last valuable piece of timber for the long and challenging journey out of the forest. This cleanup is essential stuff for sustainable forestry and keeping our woodlands healthy for the future. From watching forwarders bravely battling the mud, let's dramatically shift our focus back to the very beginning of the entire process, felling a true giant of the forest. All right, folks, seriously, hold your breath for this one. We are witnessing a true masterclass in skill, precision, and raw nerve right now. Deep in the quiet woods stands a tree so incredibly massive, it probably remembers events your great-grandparents only read about in history books. But today, its long reign comes to an end. Armed with a high-powered professional chainsaw, likely pushing 70 or even 80 cubic centimeters of displacement for maximum cutting power, the experienced logger begins the dangerous, intricate dance of felling. That saw absolutely screams as it bites deep into the thick, ancient trunk, sending chips flying outwards like wooden shrapnel in every direction. Notice the precise technique, that absolutely critical undercut, meticulously calculated to dictate the tree's fall direction, then the careful, deliberate back cut, leaving just enough holding wood, the vital hinge to control the descent. The air itself feels thick with palpable tension. A felling wedge gets hammered in, amplifying the ominous cracking sounds. That's the sound of immense internal forces finally giving way. One wrong move here, one miscalculation, and this multi-ton giant could fall unpredictably. Is the hinge cut correctly? Will it go exactly as planned? Seconds stretch into what feels like an eternity. Then the unmistakable groan, the slow, deliberate lean, and timber, a thunderous crash echoes through the forest, shaking the very ground beneath their feet. The giant is successfully down, an incredible feat. But getting these massive logs out of the dense woods requires some serious, heavy-duty trucking muscle. The initial harvest is complete, a dangerous job well done, but the timber's journey is actually far from over. Now the immense weight of these forest giants meets purpose-built industrial might. These definitely ain't your local furniture delivery trucks, folks. These are highly specialized logging rigs, engineered and built tough as nails specifically for hauling extreme loads over rough terrain. Check out the complex mechanics potentially at play here. Maybe they're utilizing integrated load cells for precise weighing to avoid overloading and ensure legal compliance. Or perhaps it's the truck's heavy-duty air suspension system automatically adjusting to stabilize the colossal weight. We can clearly see a robust black trailer rig, followed by a distinctively colored red S&D trailer, both undoubtedly purpose-built for this specific, demanding, heavy-duty application. The sheer tonnage being carefully shifted and maneuvered around here is simply mind-boggling to comprehend. You absolutely gotta wonder, is that massive load perfectly balanced for the trip? Is it secured tightly enough for the potentially treacherous roads ahead? This represents the critical handoff point, the transition from raw nature to the stringent demands of modern industry, a truly vital link in the complex timber supply chain. Log yards are certainly tough environments, but what about the challenge of pulling valuable timber off seriously steep, treacherous slopes? That requires highly specialized gear. Okay, now we're really pushing the boundaries into some genuinely extreme territory. Check out this impressive, specialized setup. A beefy, powerful red Valtra tractor, likely modified for forestry work, paired with a dedicated logging trailer featuring driven wheels for extra traction, perched somewhat precariously on a steep, incredibly challenging hillside. This combination rig, essentially functioning as a highly mobile forwarder, is the go-to indispensable solution for snatching valuable timber from locations that would make even a seasoned mountain goat extremely nervous. Getting the logs safely onto the trailer on that steep slope is incredibly tough, but getting the fully loaded trailer back out through that terrain, even tougher. And the extraction process proves to be absolutely undeniably brutal. Fully loaded now, likely pushing its maximum payload capacity, our powerful red Valtra forwarder faces its next formidable challenge, navigating this incredibly muddy, deeply rutted, and unforgiving forest track. Seriously, it looks less like a trail and more like a chocolate swamp that wants to swallow machines whole. Listen to that powerful engine, likely a robust 6-cylinder diesel, roaring in protest as those massive, wide tires, wrapped in heavy-duty steel chains for that essential extra bite, churn relentlessly through the thick, sucking mire. They're fighting desperately for every single ounce of available grip, the soggy ground threatening to suck the heavy rig down into its muddy embrace. This is pure, unadulterated off-road punishment, pushing the machine's sophisticated 4-wheel or even 6-wheel drive system, its crucial differential locks, and the operator's driving skill to their absolute limits. Will it maintain traction on this treacherous path? Can it summon the power to push through the sucking mud and uneven ground without getting hopelessly bogged down? The suspense is absolutely killing me watching this intense struggle. We've seen some impressive felling action with modern chainsaws already, but let's take another close look at the skill involved in bringing down yet another forest giant. Just look up. Way, way up. Feast your eyes again on the sheer, breathtaking majesty of this towering forest titan, seemingly challenging the very clouds above. But today, its long, silent vigil has come to an end. Watch carefully as the experienced loggers prepare, assessing this giant with respect, sizing it up like seasoned boxers before a crucial title fight. One logger confidently steps up, wielding a powerful orange and white chainsaw, probably a top-tier professional-grade style or Husqvarna model, maybe boasting 90 cubic centimeters or even more displacement, a truly serious piece of woodcutting hardware designed for felling large timber. He expertly carves the absolutely crucial face cut or undercut, aiming the tree's eventual fall with the precision of a trained sniper. Then, moving carefully around the massive trunk, the tension visibly cranks up as he starts the critical back cut. The saw screams its high-pitched song, biting deep into the dense wood, sending sawdust erupting outwards. Listen closely now. Crack. That unmistakable sound signals the beginning of the end, the sound of wood fibers under immense stress finally giving way. With a final mighty groan that echoes through the woods, the massive trunk surrenders to gravity, crashing down with truly earth-shaking power. The giant is felled, a spectacular sight. Now comes the physically demanding, back-breaking work of cutting it down to manageable, transportable sizes. All right, the big one's successfully down on the forest floor, but you can't exactly haul that entire thing out in one massive piece. Now begins the essential, labor-intensive process known throughout the industry as bucking, systematically cutting the massive, lengthy trunk into more manageable, transportable lengths right here on site before extraction. Witness the impressive skill and stamina of these loggers as they expertly maneuver their powerful chainsaws. We can spot a distinct red and black model, perhaps an Echo or a Jansrud brand, alongside that familiar high-performance orange and white Pro Saw again. Let me tell you, these definitely aren't your average weekend warrior saws for trimming hedges. These powerful machines are specifically built to relentlessly chew through thick, dense hardwood all day long without complaining. Notice the challenging, uneven terrain they're working on, too. That loose ground demands extremely careful footing and constant awareness to avoid accidents. Each precise cut sends wood chips flying dramatically, the high-pitched whine of the powerful two-stroke engines filling the otherwise quiet forest air. It's undeniably tough, demanding work, requiring both endurance and precision, methodically transforming that fallen giant piece by piece, preparing it for the next stage of its long journey out of the dense forest and towards the mill. Cutting the main trunk is one significant challenge, but what about those incredibly stubborn stumps left behind? Sometimes you gotta call in the heavy pullers for root extraction. Sometimes, believe it or not, the toughest, most frustrating battles in logging are fought entirely beneath the surface. Check this out. Here we see a different kind of struggle altogether. Attempting to extract a seriously stubborn tree stump, its extensive root system locked deep within the earth like stubborn concrete tentacles refusing to let go. This situation calls for some ingenious, heavy-duty rigging. They're skillfully utilizing incredibly strong synthetic straps, strategically placed heavy-duty snatch blocks, those clever pulley devices that effectively multiply the available pulling force, and what looks like a compact but surprisingly powerful electric winch. Maybe a well-known Warn winch or a similar robust brand, securely anchored to the base of a sturdy nearby tree. You can almost feel the tension building as that electric winch whirs intensely to life. The thick steel cable groaning audibly under thousands upon thousands of pounds of immense pulling pressure. From pulling stubborn stumps clear out of the ground to hauling massive log loads through hell and high water. Quite literally, get ready for this next absolutely wild ride. Now buckle up for a truly white-knuckle, edge-of-your-seat ride out of the woods. Feast your eyes on this incredible vintage logging truck. Looks like an older, incredibly rugged model, maybe a classic Tata or a similar tough-as-nails older brand, proudly branded Helper on the side. And boy, oh boy, is it gonna need some serious help, maybe even divine intervention on this trip. It's heavily loaded down with tons of timber and is bravely tackling a rushing, rock-strewn river crossing. Look at that water churning violently around its wheels as it carefully navigates the slippery, uneven riverbed. But hold on tight, folks, because the real, terrifying challenge awaits just ahead. Emerging dripping from the water, it immediately faces a muddy incline so incredibly steep, it looks almost vertical from this angle. And it's deeply rutted to make things even worse. The old engine screams bloody murder in protest, black diesel smoke pouring out of the stack as the tires desperately claw and fight for any shred of traction, slipping and sliding precariously. Look at the bystanders watching intently, ready to jump in and assist if needed. Can this venerable old workhorse, from hauling massive logs under extreme conditions to literally mulching the entire landscape, let's check out a machine specifically designed for pure, unadulterated vegetation annihilation. Prepare yourselves for total, utter landscape transformation. Feast your eyes on this absolute orange beast, a tracked forestry mulcher, and let me tell you, it looks hungry. This isn't just casual land clearing like you might do in your backyard. This is straight-up annihilation of vegetation. Riding confidently on rugged, heavy-duty steel tracks, designed specifically to handle thick mud, uneven rocks, and just about anything else the terrain throws at it. Its terrifying rotating drumhead, armed with dozens of vicious carbide teeth that look like they could chew through steel. Mulching is undeniably impressive for clearing land, but for processing large volumes of timber quickly and efficiently, you need the industrial might of a dedicated wood chipper. Now witness industrial-scale appetite in action. This absolutely massive green machine dominating the scene is a Petzolato wood chipper, which is basically a powerful, self-contained wood-eating factory, often mounted on tracks or a trailer for mobility. Check out the incredibly useful integrated knuckle boom crane, complete with its powerful grapple attachment. Watch how it effortlessly snatches up large, heavy logs like they're mere breadsticks at an Italian restaurant and feeds them directly into the chipper's gaping, hungry maw. Waiting inside that beast are giant, heavy rotating drums armed with multiple razor-sharp, hardened steel blades, spinning at incredibly high speeds, ready to devour anything thrown their way. Listen carefully as that deep engine rumble escalates dramatically into a high-pitched, almost terrifying scream as the log gets relentlessly pulled in by feed rollers and is utterly disintegrated in a matter of seconds. Timber that stood tall and proud just moments ago explodes violently out of the adjustable discharge chute as a massive torrent of uniform wood chips. These incredible machines represent the pinnacle of efficiency, transforming solid logs into valuable biomass fuel, landscaping mulch, or material for particle board in the blink of an eye. It's a spectacular display of controlled industrial destruction. From chipping logs into tiny pieces to hauling one truly unbelievable, almost mythical specimen, get ready for this absolutely mind-blowing sight. Okay, folks, you might seriously want to sit down and brace yourselves for this next one. Behold, the Leviathan, an absolutely colossal single log, a true monarch of the ancient forest, making its slow, seemingly improbable journey through the heart of modern civilization. This unbelievable thing is carefully strapped down with numerous heavy-duty chains onto a specialized multi-axle flatbed trailer, being pulled by a powerful white semi-truck, and it absolutely dwarfs everything else around it. Cars look like toys, street signs seem miniature. It probably makes small buildings look insignificant. Maneuvering this incredible, unimaginable weight, likely measuring in the tens of tons, through regular city streets, that takes an insane level of skill from the driver, a mountain of permits from various authorities, and undoubtedly nerves of pure steel. The giant log is safely positioned. Now it's time for the highly anticipated moment of truth, making the very first cut into this ancient wood. This is it, folks. The main event we've all been waiting for. The colossal log rests securely on the sawmill carriage, perfectly positioned and ready to meet its destiny against the saw blade. And let me tell you, this ain't your grandpa's rusty handsaw stored in the garage. This is a massive horizontal bandsaw mill, a serious piece of industrial equipment. Look at those huge, heavy flywheels spinning rapidly, driving a long, thin ribbon of incredibly sharp, gleaming steel. The bandsaw blade itself, potentially dozens of feet long. You can almost feel the anticipation building in the air as the critical first cut begins. The precisely tensioned blade bites smoothly into the ancient wood, sending fine sawdust spraying outwards like celebratory champagne, slowly, relentlessly slicing its way through the immense diameter of the log. Phew, what an absolutely incredible journey we've witnessed today, right? From the muddy, challenging battlegrounds deep within the forest to the high-tech precision and power of the modern sawmill, the sheer ingenuity and brute strength behind these mega machines are just truly astounding to behold. It really makes you stop and appreciate the long, arduous journey that piece of lumber took to eventually become your dining room table or the frame of your house. A huge, heartfelt thank you for joining us here on Techbeast TV today. If you love seeing these incredible mechanical titans in action as much as we did, do us a massive solid and smash that subscribe button and make sure to ring the notification bell so you don't miss out.